Big time heavyweight fight coming up this weekend. We have Parker Porter taking on France's own, the Black Samurai, Alain Baudot. And listen, this is a fight that's going to happen this weekend. If you put your hard-earned money on it, then that's on you because it's silly. And this is a ridiculous fight. And for Alain Baudot, the last time he won a fight legitimately was back in May of 2018. You'll go, Craig, but he won in 2019. I'm going to say, hey, no, he didn't. He lost to Todd Stout, but Stout ends up getting disqualified after the fact, like way after the fact, and instead of calling it a no contest, they call it a win for Alain Baudot. But if you go back and watch it, he gets submitted in that fight. So, again, I'm not splitting hairs. He lost that fight soundly to Todd Stout. So off of that, the UFC signs him to fight Tom Aspinall, and the biggest head scratcher I've ever seen. He gets knocked out in the first round. Then he goes out there and takes on Rodrigo Nascimento, and you go, Craig, there was a lot of comments out there. Alain Baudot's going to knock this guy out. Nope. Standing TKO win for Rodrigo Nascimento. Got into some of the dark stuff outside of the octagon. It's overturned to a no contest. So realistically, Alain Baudot's last legitimate win inside a cage was in May of 2018, a TKO win in the first round against Yuto Nakajima, who was 0-2 at the time. Before that, a loss to Dolce Lungiambula. And if you want to see a guy cold cock a guy up near the fence, it's Dolce Lungiambula beating Alain Baudot. That fight back in 2017, that fight at light heavyweight. So for Alain Baudot, big frame for this division, but a guy who does not use his length and his size at all to his advantage in his fights.
Alain Baudot is kind of like they bring up his personality before a lot of his skills on
trains with
draft
Cyril
night.
Gahn, you know.
Exactly, and that would be exactly what Joe Rogan says as he's walking out, and then everyone else should get concerned. Now, I have been very difficult on Parker Porter throughout his UFC tenure, but what I will say is, he seems to be improving at 36 years of age, and that's not something we can often say for a heavyweight who is unranked. It is one thing for like a Tai Tuivasa, for instance, start getting better as their career progresses, but for Parker Porter, I didn't have very high hopes for him coming into the UFC, but his last two performances has definitely shown me more ability than I ever thought we would see out of him.
Now, when we look at this fight, again, I expect this to be completely standing. I mean, for Parker Porter, he would be the more susceptible, I dare say, to kind of mix in a takedown against Alain Baudot, and that's something that could definitely work to his advantage. You look at it for both of these guys, the striking output is insane. 7.81 strikes landed per minute, significant strikes for Alain Baudot, to 8.06 received. 39% striking defense against Rodrigo Nascimento, who beat him by knockout. He's a jiu-jitsu specialist. And Tom Aspinall, who's a future title challenger. And if you look at it for Parker Porter, his takedown defense in the UFC hasn't been all that great, but he took down Josh Parisian. He was able to take down Chase Sherman. Again, level of competition for both these guys. Not the strongest suit on their record. However, one of these guys has fought John Jones in their career, and it's Parker Porter. So, interesting to see, but for Baudot, he doesn't tend to use his length all that well, and that's a thing that concerns me with a guy who is always going to be, or just about always going to be, at a height and reach advantage in his fights.
Well, the thing about Porter is, Porter has very, very good cardio for the heavyweight division, and he does have a very high level of output, too. Again, for being someone who isn't really a technical striker, like, he's not a bad striker by any means, but I really see him overwhelming Alain Baudot with his volume on the feet, and it's interesting with Parker Porter. Again, not someone who has the craziest wrestling background, but he isn't afraid to mix it into a lot of his fights, and I do see that being a big benefit against someone like Baudot, because if you go back and watch some of his fights in TKO, he is susceptible of getting held to the ground. I know we've seen a lot of his TKO losses in the UFC, but his grappling defense really does leave a lot to be desired. He doesn't have bad takedown defense. He can dig underhooks. He is a very long guy for the division, but once you do get him down, you can hold him down. He's someone who tries to use a closed guard, but like you said, very big frame, so it still leaves a lot of space for his opponent to posture up and land a lot of good shots. And I think a guy like Parker Porter, not that he was built in a lab to beat somebody like Alain Baudot, because I don't think anyone would put that many resources into that mission, but I do think Parker Porter's overall pressure and the ability to use the takedown if he really does have to is going to be really good against a guy like Baudot, because Baudot doesn't do well with guys who can mix it up and who are sort of that dual threat heavyweight.
It's going to be a really tricky one. So like I said at the start of the video, I wouldn't put a whole heck of a lot of money on this. I mean, for Parker Porter, you look at the 5 on in, win over Kevin Sears, who was 6-5. 5. The win over Broenstrup was actually a fun one if you go back and watch it with CES. He loses to Chris Daukaus in his UFC debut, and that's where I kind of, I don't see this for Parker Porter. It was a weird signing, to be honest. The guy who's,
exactly, a little bit older in his career. He had been around for a while, too, and that's what I was surprised about. Like, he was sort of known to the UFC, and he was just never signed for a long time, so it would have been nice if we could see him earlier on. I know he doesn't have the best record in the world, but it has been nice to see his overall improvements throughout the UFC at this stage of his career.
And I mean, if you look at it for Alain Baudot, I guess his marquee win against any decent competition was back in 2015. He beat Shinsuke Inoue back at Heat 38 in November 2015. So again, losing records and pro debuts after that. We have a look at the Tapology votes for this one. 511 total votes, 84% Porter, 47% by decision, 46% by TKO. Implied probability that Parker Porter wins 71.4% as he's a minus 250 favorite. For Baudot, the comeback plus 200. I've got Parker Porter, but it's unranked heavyweights. Could Porter go out there and get hit by a big shot and Baudot knock him out? Sure, it could definitely happen. That's definitely Baudot's path to victory. Porter is a guy that crowds space, and if Baudot can keep him honest and earnest, that's definitely a way that he's going to be able to get the win. So if you like Alain Baudot, let us know down below in the comments section. But Matt, I mean, for me, I've got Parker Porter. I've been down on Alain Baudot coming into the UFC, so I definitely have that bias is there for sure. But he didn't even beat Todd Stout, and they have it a disqualification in a fight. I watched him get submitted and lose, and then he ends up in the UFC. He got knocked out by Dalcha Lunjambula in a striking affair, which is going to happen. It can happen. It hasn't really happened in the UFC that much, but it could happen. And then in the UFC, the losses, I mean, Nascimento knocks you out. Like, yikes, man.
What are we doing here?
I don't have, what are we doing here? So I don't have the greatest view of Baudot.
So I guess let's leave it on this thing, because you both quite obviously have Parker Porter. Is there a world where he'd get into the top 15, do you think? Like, if he wins this, okay, then what kind of opponent do you think Porter could get matched up with next?
Sergey Pavlovich.
So it would be one of those, like, borderline top 15 guys, because if he beats Pavlovich, then we're off to the races.
Not happening. Both of us going with Parker Porter in this fight. Unranked heavyweights, though, so there's a lot of red flags. Make up your mind. Let us know down below in the comments section who you have, and keep it locked in with Fight Night Picks. We always say, let's get into it.